Good morning, viewers. What is the coordination number in two-dimensional square packing and three-dimensional square packing? What type of packing leads to the formation of face-centered cubic unit cell? What is the coordination number in hexagonal close packing? To answer these questions, you have to learn a topic called close packing structures. So today's topic is close packing structures. Close packed structures. In solids, the particles are closely packed due to strong attractive forces. Solids contain different types of particles like atoms, ions, and molecules. So they are closely packed, leaving some minimum space. So this type of packing leads to the formation of various types of crystal structures like HCP and CCP. So before we understand the crystal structures, we have to understand about the packing of the spheres. So here each particle is considered as a hard metallic sphere. Now we have to understand the packing of these spheres in a stepwise manner, like in 1 dimension, 2 dimension and 3 dimensional manner. Now let us begin with the 1 dimensional packing of spheres. In 1 dimension packing, the atoms are arranged like this side by side to form a row of atoms like this. So this is a row of atoms, and if you observe, the atoms are lying side by side, and here each sphere is touching two other spheres. So it is surrounded by two other spheres. So the coordination number is 2. Coordination number is the nearest surrounding atoms. So here there are two atoms, so the coordination number is 2. Now we will see the close packing in 2 dimensions. So in 1 dimension, we have obtained the rows of atoms like this, and now these rows of atoms are laid side by side so that a layer of atoms is obtained, and that is known as 2-dimensional close packing. So this 2-dimensional close packing may be done in two different ways. Let us see. In the first way, atoms are laid like this. In the first way, the rows of atoms will be laid like this side by side in such a way that they are aligned horizontally and vertically like this. So this is first way. There is another way. Let us consider the second way, where the atoms are laid in the depressions created by the first row of spheres. So suppose if you take this row of atoms, so this is the depression. So this is the depression. So now the atoms are laid in the depressions created by the first row of atoms. So like this. So here you can observe the atoms are only horizontally aligned, but they are not vertically aligned, because the second row of atoms is laid in the depressions created by the first row of atoms. Okay, so this is coming in the depression of first row. This is coming in the depression of first row of atoms. So like this, these are laid side by side. The rows of atoms are laid side by side so that there is only horizontal alignment but no vertical alignment. So this type of packing is called AB type of packing, since the second row of atoms is different from first row of atoms. Whereas here this is called as AA type of packing, because second row is similar to the first row, because they are in perfect alignment. In the first type, each atom is surrounded by 4 atoms. So see here, if you consider this atom, it is surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 atoms touching the sphere. So that is why the coordination number is 4. In the second type, each atom is surrounded by 6 atoms. So that is why the coordination number is 6. Okay, let us consider this atom. Okay, so this is surrounded by 6 atoms like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 atoms are touching this central sphere. So here the coordination number is 6. Here it is 4, here it is 6. So let us draw an imaginary line joining the nuclei of the surrounding atoms like this. So if you draw an imaginary line joining the nuclei of the surrounding atoms, you will get a square shape like this. So that is why it is called square close packing in 2 dimensions. So this is a 2-dimensional layer, and if you consider this atom, it is surrounded by 4 atoms, and if you draw an imaginary line joining the nuclei of the surrounding atoms, you will get a square shape. So that is why it is a 2-dimensional square close packing. So whereas if you consider this is this central atom and it is surrounded by 6 atoms, and if you draw an imaginary line like this, you will get a hexagonal shape. That is why it is known as 2-dimensional hexagonal close packing. So in 2-dimensional layer, if you draw an imaginary line joining the nuclei of the surrounding atoms, you will get a hexagonal shape. So that is why it is hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. So here the coordination number is 4, and here the coordination number is 6. Here this way of packing is more efficient when compared to this, because here there are more empty spaces you can see. So the empty space is more here between the atoms, whereas here the atoms are laid in the depression, so the empty space is minimized. So that is why it is considered to be more effective packing when compared to this one. Let us see the close packing in 3 dimensions. Close packing in 3 dimensions. Already we have completed 1-dimensional and 2-dimensional close packing. In 1-dimensional close packing, the atoms are laid side by side to get rows of atoms, and in 2 dimensions these rows of atoms are laid side by side like this to get layers of atoms like this or like this. Now these layers of atoms are piled one above the other so that blocks of atoms will be obtained. So that is known as a 3-dimensional close packing of spheres. So 3-dimensional packing of spheres is done by stacking up of layers obtained in 2-dimensional close packing. So 3-dimensional close packing can be done by taking these layers or these layers. So as we have understood, this is a square close packing in 2 dimension. So these layers can be laid one above the other so that you will get a 3-dimensional close packing. Similarly, these layers can be laid one above the other so that you will get a 3-dimensional close packing. So let us first start with the first way, that is 3-dimensional close packing from square close packing. So first one is close packing in 3 dimensions from 2-dimensional close packing, that is from here. So this is the 3-dimensional close packing. It is obtained by laying the square close packing layers obtained in 2-dimensional close packing one above the other. So these layers are laid one by one above the other so that this type of packing is obtained. And if you take the layers of atoms, all are identical. So this is similar to this and this is similar to this. So there is perfect alignment of atoms horizontally and vertically. So this type of packing is known as AA type of packing, because take any two consecutive layers, they are identical. This type of packing leads to the formation of a simple cubic unit cell. So if you join the nuclei of the atoms with an imaginary line, you will get the shape of a cube, a simple cube like this. So this is how it looks like. It is looking like a simple cube if you join the nuclei of the atoms which are adjacent here. So because they are aligned horizontally as well as vertically. So even if you take this layer just behind this first layer, that is also in perfect alignment with the atoms present in the first layer. So that is we will get a arrangement of a simple cube. So if you enlarge this portion, if you take out this portion, it looks like this. That will be more clear. So we have taken this portion from this three-dimensional close packing and represented here. So here there are 8 atoms. 4 atoms are lying in the first layer, whereas this is the second layer of atoms. So there are 4 atoms in the second layer. So here each atom is coming just above the atom in the first layer. Okay, so this atom is just above this atom. Similarly, this atom is above this. So even the atoms which are behind here, they are also coming above the atoms present in the first layer of atoms like this. Okay, this is above the atom here in the first layer, and this is above the atom in the first layer. So you will get a simple cubic arrangement like this. And here what is the coordination number? So coordination number in a simple cubic unit cell is 6, because if you take an atom, so that is surrounded by 4 atoms of the same layer, and 2 more atoms are there. So if you take the arrangement of atoms, they are aligned in horizontal as well as vertical manner. So here there are 4 atoms visible here surrounding this atom, whereas 1 atom is just in front of this. Similarly, 1 more atom is there just behind it. So 4 atoms in the same layer, 1 atom in the front layer, 1 atom in the back layer. So like this, each atom is surrounded by 6 atoms. So that is why the coordination number is 6. So if you expand the structure further, it looks like this. So suppose if you take this is the central atom, and it is surrounded by 4 atoms of the same layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the atoms of the same layer, whereas this atom is in front of it, this atom is at the back of this atom. So in total there are 6 atoms, so the coordination number is 6. Now the space present between these 8 atoms is known as cubic hole. So cubic hole lies here. So to view it clearly, we have to slacken this structure. So if you slacken this structure, it looks like this. So cubic hole lies here, but this cubic hole is not enough to accommodate the other atom to sit into this. So that is why these atoms have to move a little bit further up, so that enough space is provided in between and atom is accommodated. So once the atom is accommodated here, what happens? This atom will be surrounded by 8 atoms, and it will be in touch with all these atoms, but these atoms will not touch each other along the edges like this. Now the cubic hole is occupied by the atom like this, and this atom will touch all the atoms present around it. So that means this atom is in touch with 8 atoms. So the coordination number of this atom becomes 8. Remember, these atoms are not touching each other. So they do not touch along with the edges in order to make some space for this atom. So this kind of arrangement leads to the formation of a body-centered cubic. So this is a body-centered cubic unit cell where the central atom is surrounded by 8 atoms in the corners. So the coordination number of this becomes 8. Now we have completed three-dimensional close packing from two-dimensional square close packing. So we have picked up this layer and developed this three-dimensional close packing. Now we'll take this layer and we'll see three-dimensional close packing from this layer. So what is this? This is hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. So let us pick up this layer and we'll lay the other layers over this. Okay, so first we'll pick up this layer, and if it is enlarged, it looks like this. So this is a 2-dimensional hexagonal close packing, and we have taken one layer. So this is how the layer looks like. So this is obtained from a 2-dimensional close packing, and it is a 2-dimensional hexagonal layer. One atom is surrounded by 6 atoms, and you can see there are voids around each atom. So this is a trigonal void that is formed by 3 atoms. So this is another trigonal void. So like this atom is surrounded by trigonal voids, and you can see there are 2 types of trigonal voids here. So this is one type, this is other type. So this in this trigonal void, the apex is pointing upwards, whereas this is the other type of trigonal void, it is pointing downwards. So let us label it as A and this one as B. So this and this belong to A type, this one and this one belong to B type. So similarly this is A, and this is B, and this is B. So like this we have 2 types of trigonal voids, and you can lay the atoms of second layer by covering either A type of trigonal void or B type of trigonal void like this. So now these are the triangular voids labeled as A and B. So the second layer is now laid by covering the triangular voids. Either A or B can be covered, but not both. So here we are laying the second layer of atoms in the A type of triangular voids like this. So you can see here A is covered by the second layer of atom, and similarly this is depression A that is covered by this sphere, and here also there is another A that is also covered, but B is not covered. So either A or B can be covered. Let us see what happens if B is covered. If depression of a B type, here it is B type where apex is pointing downwards. So if B type is covered, it looks like this. So this is B that is covered with the second layer of atom. Similarly, this is B type of triangular void that is covered with atom. So even this is also B type. So if B type is covered like this, A type is not covered. This is A type. A type is not covered. So similarly, if A type is covered, this is A type where the atoms are placed, but B type is not covered. So like this, either A or B type of triangular voids can be covered with atoms of second layer. So let us take this type of coverage and we'll study it further. If you observe this layer, there are two possibilities. One, the atom covering the triangular space created by the first layer of atoms. The second possibility, the triangular void of first layer is covered by the triangular space that is formed by the second layer of atoms. But these triangular spaces are projected in opposite directions. Here apex is pointing downwards, whereas here apex is pointing upwards. So there is another space created here. So this type of void is known as octahedral void. So octahedral void is formed by two triangular of voids projected in opposite direction. And whereas if you take this void that is covered by atom, so a triangular of spheres capped by another sphere. So that is known as tetrahedral void. So after laying second layer, either you will get a tetrahedral void like this or octahedral void like this. So tetrahedral and octahedral voids look like this. So here I have picked up this portion and redrawn here. So this is a planar trigonal of spheres capped by another atom. So now there is a three-dimensional space created by these four atoms. So this type of void is known as tetrahedral void. A three-dimensional space created by a planar trigonal of spheres capped by another sphere is known as tetrahedral void. So similarly, I have redrawn this portion here. So these are the three spheres of first layer represented here. Similarly, these are the three spheres of second layer represented here with green color. So if you see here, the triangular void of first layer that is covered by triangle of spheres, that is a space created by the triangular spheres that is present in the second layer. So this space now is known as octahedral void. So octahedral void is created by 6 atoms. A planar triangle of spheres in the first layer and planar triangle of spheres in the second layer, which are projected in opposite directions, create a octahedral void. So we have alternate arrangement of tetrahedral and octahedral voids in the layers like this. This is tetrahedral void, this is octahedral void, this is a tetrahedral void. So similarly, this is tetrahedral void, this becomes octahedral void. Like this, there is an alternate arrangement of tetrahedral and octahedral voids. So this is the first layer, and after second layer is laid, the arrangement looks like this. By placing the spheres in alternate triangular voids, by covering either A or B, the arrangement looks like this. So we have two types of voids formed by the two layers here, tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. So this is tetrahedral void. So this is planar trigonal of spheres of first layer, and this is the atom of second layer sitting in the triangular void. So this is tetrahedral void. So similarly, this is tetrahedral void, this is tetrahedral void. And here there is an octahedral void because it is formed by 6 atoms. 3 atoms in the first layer, 3 atoms in the second layer. So wherever triangular void is there, another triangular void is coming, but in opposite direction created by the second layer of atoms. Similarly, this is octahedral void, and there is another octahedral void like this. So this is tetrahedral, this is octahedral. This is tetrahedral, this is octahedral. Like this, there is an alternate arrangement of tetrahedral and octahedral voids created by these two layers of atoms. Now we'll see laying of third layer. Third layer can be laid by covering either tetrahedral voids or octahedral voids, but not both. So if tetrahedral voids are covered with atoms, then you'll get one type of arrangement, whereas octahedral voids are covered with atoms, then you'll get the different kind of arrangements. So we'll see laying of third layer now. Now we'll see laying of third layer. Third layer can be laid by covering tetrahedral voids or octahedral voids. So let's see what happens when tetrahedral voids are covered with atoms of third layer. A tetrahedral void is formed by putting an atom in the triangular void created by the first layer of atoms. So here this is the first layer where triangular voids are present. Three atoms make one triangular void. So these three atoms make another triangular void like this. So this atom is surrounded by triangular voids. Now the second layer of atoms are laid in the alternate triangular voids created by the first layer of atoms. Suppose if you take this atom, it is present in this triangular void. So this is not covered, but again this is covered by this atom in the second layer. So this is not covered, but again this is covered with atom in the second layer. So when these atoms are placed in the triangular voids created by the first layer of atoms, then you will get tetrahedral voids. So a tetrahedral void is created by placing an atom in the triangular void created by the first layer of atoms. So this is one triangular void, and this atom is placed here so that a tetrahedral void is created. So these three with this form tetrahedral void. Similarly, these three atoms with this forms a tetrahedral void, and similarly these three atoms along with this atom forms another tetrahedral void. Now after laying these three atoms, one more tetrahedral void is formed at the center, because these three atoms along with this central atom forms another tetrahedral void. So this tetrahedral void created by four atoms like this. Now if you place one more atom in the tetrahedral void here in the third layer like this, then third layer of atoms will be created. So this is actually placed in the tetrahedral void created by the second and first layer of atoms. So when this atom is placed, then 6 more atoms can be placed around it like this. When these 6 atoms are placed, then what happens? This becomes identical layer to this, because all these 6 atoms will be aligned with the first layer of atoms. Okay, this is aligned with this, similarly this with this. Okay, like this all the 6 atoms are aligned. So that means it becomes similar layer to first layer. So this and this are similar. Similarly, if you cover up the alternate triangular voids of the third layer by atoms of fourth layer, then again you will get another similar layer to this. So now second and fourth layers are similar, first and third layers are similar. So if you name the first layer as A, so the third layer becomes A, second and fourth layers become B. So this is known as AB kind of packing. In another way, it looks like this. So this is how it looks like. So this is first layer of atoms. So this is layer A. So this is second layer of atoms which is formed by laying atoms in alternate triangular voids created by the first layer of atoms. So there are 3 atoms here occupying alternate triangular voids. So again this is layer A. So this corresponds to this, and this is another layer. This is fourth layer similar to this. Okay, this is B. Now if you draw imaginary lines joining these nuclei, you will get the shape of a hexagon, and geometry of the unit cell is obtained. So you will get a hexagonal close packing type of unit cell like this. So this is hexagonal unit cell in which 6 atoms are there around. 6 atoms are there around a central atom. These are the 6 atoms, and this is the central atom. Okay, so this part corresponds to this, and there is another layer at the bottom where the atoms are aligned. So these atoms are aligned with atoms of upper layer like this. And there is another layer that corresponds to this, where the atoms are present in the alternate trigonal of voids created by the first layer of atoms like this. So they will be present in the body of this hexagonal unit cell. Now we'll see the coordination number in hexagonal close packing. If you consider this atom in the first layer, that is surrounded by 6 atoms. So it is touching 6 atoms within the same layer. So similarly, 3 atoms in the upper layer, because these 3 atoms are laid in the alternate trigonal voids created by the first layer of atoms. So this atom will be in touch with all these 3 atoms present in the second layer. So there is another layer at the bottom. So that is also identical to this. So if this is B, this is A. Again B will be there at the bottom. Again 3 atoms will be there. Again they will be in alternate trigonal voids like this. And these 3 atoms will be in alignment with the atoms of layer of B. So they will be in touch with this atom as well. So now how many atoms are there around this? 6 atoms within this layer, 3 atoms above, 3 atoms below. So in total 12 atoms are there. 6 plus 3 plus 3 at the bottom. So what is the coordination number? The coordination number is 12. Now we'll see the laying of third layer by covering octahedral voids. Now I will remind you where are the octahedral voids present. So this is first layer, this is second layer. Second layer of atoms are laid in the trigonal of voids created by the first layer of atoms like this. So when they are placed in alternate trigonal voids, what happens? You will get tetrahedral voids like this and octahedral voids. This is the octahedral void which is created by 6 atoms. 3 atoms in the first layer, 3 atoms in the second layer. And this is the octahedral void. Now these octahedral voids are covered with atoms of third layer. So we'll see these layers once again in different way. Now the layers look like this. So this is the first layer obtained from this, and this is second layer obtained from this second layer. So the second layer is obtained by laying the atoms in triangular voids created by the first layer. So this is the central atom around which 6 atoms are there and 6 trigonal voids are there visible here. So now they are covered alternatively with atoms. So this is covered, this is not covered, but this is covered with this atom. This is not covered, but again this is covered with this atom. So like this, 3 alternate trigonal voids are covered. So when 3 atoms are placed like this, one tetrahedral void is created by these 3 atoms with this. So these 3 atoms along with this creates a tetrahedral void. So you can see there is an alternate arrangement of tetrahedral and octahedral voids. Here you can see, so this is tetrahedral, this is octahedral, again this is tetrahedral, this is octahedral. So when a tetrahedral void is created by these 3 atoms with this, then there is alternate arrangement of octahedral voids around it. So this is tetrahedral, now this becomes octahedral, this is octahedral, and again this is octahedral void. So now these octahedral voids are covered with atoms of third layer. So when the octahedral voids are covered, then what happens? You will get 3 atoms like this in the third layer. So when third layer is laid, then they will create another octahedral void, because there are 3 spheres here, 3 more spheres here. This is planar trigonal of spheres. This is another planar trigonal of spheres projected in opposite direction. So these 6 spheres together form one octahedral void. So that is there right at the center. Now if you place another atom covering that octahedral void like this, then you will get 4th layer. So this is at the center, that is again surrounded by 6 atoms. When it is surrounded by 6 atoms, then what happens? These atoms will come in alignment with the first layer of atoms. So this is aligned with this atom. Similarly, this atom with this. Like this, all the 6 atoms around it are in perfect alignment with the atoms of first layer. So actually, this layer is identical to this. So the repetition of layer only happens after 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. These 3 layers are different, but this layer is identical to this. So let us name these layers as A, B, C. And now again this layer is identical to this, so it becomes A only. So this type of packing is ABC packing, and ABC packing results in the formation of cubic close packing. So this is also known as cubic close packing, where the coordination number is 12. Suppose if you take an atom here, this is surrounded by 6 atoms, and there are 3 more atoms laid in the triangular voids here. They are also in touch with this atom. So 6 plus 3, 9. So there are 3 more atoms in the bottom layer. They are also laid in the alternate trigonal voids at the bottom side, so that there are 3 more atoms at the bottom, so that in total there are 12 atoms around this atom. So coordination number becomes 12. 6 here, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. So this can be viewed in a different way, like this. So it looks like this. So this is the first layer of atoms corresponding to this, and this is the second layer of atoms corresponding to this, and this is third layer of atoms. And once again this is layer A that corresponds to this. So this can be even further expanded, or the layers can be separated to view like this. So this is how the arrangement looks like. This is first layer, second layer, third layer. So here you can see the planar trigonal of spheres like this, covered up by planar trigonal of spheres of third layer, but they are projected in opposite direction. So these 3 spheres along with these 3 spheres make one octahedral void in which this atom is sitting. So even in the bottom side also one more atom covering up the octahedral void. So this is ABC kind of packing. So it results in the formation of a face-centered cubic. It looks like this. So this is how the face-centered cubic looks like. So here this atom is present in the corner, okay, and it belongs to the first layer, whereas these are the atoms of second layer. Suppose if you twist this layer a little bit up, then you will get this kind of arrangement where this atom is going into the corner, whereas these two atoms are present on the faces like this. Now these two atoms are present in the corners like this, whereas this atom is present in the rear corner. This is visible here, this corner is visible, and to the rear side of this there is another corner, and this atom is present in that corner. Now push this layer a little bit up so that you will get this layer. So these two atoms are present in the corners like this, and this is present at the top face, and these two atoms, this and this, are present in the faces, rear faces. Here two faces are visible here. There are two more rear faces, this and this. They are the rear faces at which these two atoms are present. And again this atom is present at the rear corner. This is the front corner visible at the bottom, but there is one rear corner at the bottom like this only. So where this atom is present, and this atom is present at the top corner, that is visible here, that is quite clear. So this kind of arrangement results in the formation of a face-centered cubic like this. So if you expand this, you can get the face-centered cubic structure like this. So this is how the face-centered cubic lattice looks like. So there are 4 atoms in the corners at the top, and 4 more atoms are there at the bottom in the corners. So this is how the face-centered looks like. So face-centered contains 8 atoms in the corners and 6 atoms on the faces like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more atoms are there on the front face and back face like this. So this is called face-centered cubic. So if tetrahedral voids are covered, then it results in the formation of a hexagonal close packing like this. And if octahedral voids are covered, then it results in the formation of a face-centered cubic. So here also the coordination number is 12, because each atom is surrounded by 12 atoms. In the beginning of my lecture, I asked you some questions. So let us see the answers before closing this session. So the first question: what is the coordination number in 2-dimensional square packing and 3-dimensional square packing? In 2-dimensional square packing, the coordination number is 4, whereas in 3-dimensional square packing, the coordination number becomes 6. Second question: what type of packing leads to the formation of face-centered cubic unit cell? Face-centered cubic unit cell is formed by cubic close packing. Third question: what is the coordination number in hexagonal close packing? In hexagonal close packing, each sphere is surrounded by 12 atoms. So the coordination number is 12. So these are the answers.